it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be talking all about stretch. So, to kind of get started, we do now offer the 6 colors of Thermoflex stretch on our website. There's white, royal blue, yellow, black, red, and green. Now, you may be wondering, why aren't there more colors of stretch? Well, because for the most part, you don't need stretch for everything. Unlike some of the things people have told you, stretch you really only need for stretchy clothing. If it's not stretchy, then why use stretch on it? Why spend more money? Because stretch is a little bit more expensive and a little bit more difficult to work with than your regular heat transfer vinyl. So why put yourself through the pain unless you're actually using it on a workout piece, which we are today. So this is a shirt from Amazon. It's ZL brand. I just searched for ladies athletic tank tops and I bought a 2-pack of them, even though they're made completely different, for like 12 bucks, and it had 2-day prime. So it's like this purple heather color, and the reason why I chose this is because of the material it is, which is 85% polyester and 15% spandex. So you can see it's got some stretch to it because we want to play with some stretch vinyl. Now, before we jump into the tutorial, I do want to give you some instructions over stretch. Now, if you're ever looking for the information, we do sell these books on our website, which include all the different Thermoflex Plus or specialty materials heat transfer vinyls in it. It includes instructions, washing things. This is a lifesaver. And before I jump into all that as well, I did want to remind you the new holographic PSV, which is pressure sensitive vinyl, is on sale this week. It's our weekly wow. So that sale ends on August the 23rd of 2020. And they're $6 for a 12 by 15 inch sheet. They're normally $7.50. And there are some awesome colors of holographic pressure sensitive. So, what is so special about Thermoflex stretch is it is a high capacity for stretch and rebound. So you stretch it out and it goes back to shape. It has a soft hand and a strong grip. It's durable and weeds easily, and has a pressure sensitive carry that enables easy weeding and repositioning. And the acceptable fabrics that it goes on is cotton, uncoated polyester, fabric blends, such as blends that include spandex, lycra, wool, and linen. Now this does exclude nylon. A tech tip to talk about with this is Thermoflex stretch will need a good sharp blade whenever you're going to cut it. And this is any stretch material, whether it's Caesar or Cricut or whatever brand you're using. A good sharp clean blade is definitely needed. Otherwise, when you go to cut it, you may get some skipping or perforation instead of a smooth and even cut. And that's due to how stretchy the material is. It's kind of like if the blade's not super sharp, it'll catch and it looks like it's perforated, like whenever you have the pages that you can rip out of like a coloring book. It looks like that instead of a good clean cut. So good clean sharp blade, always the way to go. Now you can use your standard cut blade with your Cricut or your Silhouette. This is a mirror image. The heat settings are 320 to 330 degrees Fahrenheit. Medium firm, even pressure, 15 seconds. It is a peel warm, and you can wash warm and tumble dry on normal, and this is suitable for dry cleaning. Now, if you are using dazzle cloth or other moisture wicking polyesters, you might want to do a test section of it. Moisture wicking materials have better adhesion when washed and dried using no fabric softener or blotted with rubbing alcohol before pressing. So be advised that dye migration can occur with low energy dyes in polyester and polyester fabric blends. So that means if the dyes aren't good in your polyester fabrics, it can bleed through into your stretch. So whenever it gets hot, it can fade into the vinyl itself. Now that's something that is easy remedied whenever you're using a darker color vinyl. You typically have to worry about that mainly when you're using a white vinyl. And what they mean by blotting it with alcohol. So on certain materials, certain polyester blends, to make sure your vinyl adheres good, you can take and blot it with alcohol. What I typically do is have a spray bottle. Y'all know of my denatured alcohol, and you can do it with regular isopropyl. Is I will spray down the area that I'm going to put the vinyl, and I'm gonna show y'all this, and let it dry with the heat of the heat press, and then press it on there. So if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we will go into working with stretch. So the first thing that we want to do is download our T-Rex file. So as you can see, I'm on my Patreon page, which is www.patreon.com/Betsy Gocher. It is linked in the description box. And this file is available for my $10 or more a month patrons. And this is a commercial use SVG. So I'm going to click on the red link. And as you can see, that saves it directly onto my computer. Now, before we jump over to Cricut, I did want to show you that right now our specialty holographic PSV, which is pressure sensitive vinyl, so it's the adhesive, the new holographics are on sale this week for our weekly wow for $6 a sheet, and they are 12 by 15 inch sheets, which they are normally $7.50. Okay, so now I'm over here at Cricut Design Space. I'm going to go ahead and click Upload, Upload Image, Browse, and I'm going to select T-Rex shirt, Open. Isn't it cute? Nadia hand drew that little dude. He's awesome. Click on Save. Now I'm going to click where it has the red box around it and click Insert Image. Okie dokie. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and weld everything together because I only need it in one piece. We're going to cut it all together on the stretch vinyl. Okay. And I do want to change the size of this image down just a hair. We're going to make him 10 inches wide. Okay, now we're going to click on Make It. Now, the one thing I do want to go ahead and do is make sure to mirror the design and click Continue. Now, again, before you set your machine to go, which you'll just choose everyday iron on, it's the same thickness as your regular, make sure your blade is sharp and clean, and you can just use your standard blade. If it is not sharp and clean, you will get skipping. And that's when it kind of looks like it's perforated instead of cut all the way through. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I'll go over how to put this together. So as you can see, I have my design right here, and we're going to go ahead and weed it. And it might be a little hard to tell, but, you know, this stuff does weed very, very easily, though. If you've cut it properly. If it has not been cut properly, it is not the easiest thing in the world to weed. And now there will be stretch in the new scrap boxes. So if you're wondering how much this stuff stretches, okay, so it's got a good amount of stretch to it before there's breakage. And you don't have to worry about breakage. Typically on a shirt, you're not gonna stretch this thing out 10 inches. So, and that is with a lot of force put on it by just taking hands and grabbing on it. So let's go ahead and finish weeding this. Okay. And this is, again, something I wanted y'all to see because it is a little bit different than what you're typically used to working with. Okay. almost through weeding. Which I don't like to pick things that are easy just to do something easy. I would rather it be a little challenging whenever I pick something to weed than have it too easy. Y'all know what I mean? Like, I like to have something that's a little bit more difficult. Okay. And almost through. Teeth. And one of the things you can do to kind of help with your, if you're worried about the blade for stretch, just take and, because I have, one thing I do with my Cricut and my other machines too is I have extra housings, and you can just label those housings for what you're going to use it with. So now that is weeded, look how good that looks. Now give me a moment to change the camera angle and we'll go over how to put the shirt together. Okie dokie, so as you can see, I have my shirt laid out, and this is my bottle of denatured alcohol. As I said, you can use regular isopropyl alcohol. So what I like to do is just take and spray a good, even coat wherever the stretch vinyl is going to go. Okay, I'm going to cover it with my Teflon sheet. And we're going to press for the 330 degrees for 15 seconds. That's just to dry the alcohol. It really does help with adhesion. And this is really a great tip. For this material, you don't really have to do it. But if you have those shiny basketball jerseys or football jerseys where it's polyester, it's called dazzle cloth. That's where this trick really comes in. So as you can see, that is now dry. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my t-shirt guide. My neck is pulled off just like normal. And we're gonna grab our dinosaur design. Now we're going to take and line up our top edge of our design. And because this is cut straight across, we'll just keep that flat edge up there and give ourselves a crease mark. Okay. Bring it only about 2 fingers down because this is a tank top and not a full-on t-shirt. And then you can kind of double check where your placement is compared to your sleeves. Everything looks nice and straight. Look how good that looks. Now we're gonna go ahead and cover with our Teflon sheet. And if you're ever wondering about any supplies that I'm using, they're all available on our website. And you don't have to purchase from us, but we always appreciate it when you do. So we're gonna let this heat for 15 seconds. There we go. Okay. Peel off our transfer tape, for lack of a better term. Okay, look how good that looks. Now, one more thing I always do is take and cover and repress again for the 15 seconds. And that is just like a double checking thing I like to do to make sure everything is adhered. There we go. Look how good that looks. And as you can see, I want to be able to hold this up close to it. That's why I'm doing it on this camera. But you can see that stretch, and the vinyl's not going anywhere, and it goes back to shape. And then if you look closely, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can see the texture of the shirt through it. But look at that. Great rebounding, looks great. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we'll go over everything we just did. So, hopefully you like this video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that notifies you when I post a new video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Tuesdays are always live at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're interested in anything to do with makeup, I do have a second channel, which is just Betsy Gocher. It is linked in the description box because I do get asked about my makeup looks quite regular. But I guess that's it. Don't forget to check me out on all my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.